Hi, this is Conrad Murray from PowerSyncPro, and today I wanted to demonstrate to you the end user experience for a user running a Windows computer migration. In this use case, I'm going to be migrating a machine that is Active Directory hybrid joined to a source tenant, and then we're going to migrate it to be Entra-joined to a target tenant. So a tenant-to-tenant migration, a reconfiguration of the device, and a resetting of the Microsoft applications on the device. So what would typically the user see? So they might have their Word up and their OneNote, their Excel, they've got their email up. But down here on the system tray, they have the migration agent service, and they will have had a batch that their computer is put into with a set of runbooks that are going to run. So in terms of this, we have a self-service migration capability. So we can just click on check runbooks here. It'll check for a runbook, and sure enough, we have a runbook available to us. And here it's saying your migration is available to run now. Otherwise, it's going to be forced to run, in my particular case, on the 31st of December this year. So I have the option to start my migration here, but additionally, I also have the ability, I need to close out my applications just in case I've got any work to save. So we'll just close out these applications. I click Start here now, and the migration begins. It's in progress. So just close out some of these applications here while that's running. Close out my Excel. It's just going to be rebooted in 1 minute. I have my browser open. Get everything closed out here. And of course, I'm then being told about the reboot. We can actually slightly speed that up a bit. We can actually just restart that ourselves here. This is everything that user will see. Now, when this machine comes back online, they're going to see a lock screen image, which is telling them the migration's in progress. They'll get a warning not to log into this machine until the migration has completed. Otherwise, it could cause a problem. But we've also got a feature on the migration agent, whereas we can actually prevent the user from logging in if they're in scope for migration on this device, which my user is. And here we are at the lock screen I was talking about. So you can see the migration in progress warning. If I click here, it'll say my migration's in progress. So this is the legal notice. So your migration's not complete. Logging in beyond this could cause it to fail. But then it's actually needed to go through its second reboot. So it's left its domain join state, gone to workgroup, and now it's joining the Entra tenant via the Entra-joined process. It requires another restart. And here we are back at the lock screen. Now it'll be running through the next phases of the migration agent, which is actually repermissioning the Windows profile so that the user, the account that they were logging on with pre-migration, they'll log on with the same account for the target migration, except everything will be repermissioned. But in fact, they're actually using their target account. So whereas they might have been logging on with an Active Directory account, they're now going to be logging on with a cloud native account. And if I click on my screen here, it'll say migration in progress. Now, of course, I could try and log in with my target account, which is our good friend Donald Duck. But of course, he's in scope for migration. And it's blocked for sign-in. So sign-in method you're trying to use isn't allowed. For more information, contact your network administrator. And that's because we have a deny logon whilst the migration's in progress. So we'll click OK there, and the user will just need to wait for their migration to complete, and then they'll be able to log in. One of the features we do have is that if anything was to go wrong with this machine during the migration, we put down an admin fallback account so we can get onto the machine, and we would be able to check the event logs in the event that something went wrong. So I could actually log on with my admin fallback account here. No, but it's not that everybody is prevented from logging on. It's just the user that has a user profile or Windows profile on there is prevented from logging in. And now my machine, or my Windows workstation, is going through its final reboot. And when it comes back from reboot, we should be at the logon screen and be able to successfully log on with our target user account. And so here we are, returned to our normal logon screen. And I can log in with my target account. So I'd migrated my user Donald Duck from the Contoso domain to the Fabry cam.t2t.dev domain, or tenant rather. One final PowerSyncPro Migration Agent job needs to run, and this is the repermissioning of the AppX packages. So this is what the user would see. And because my target tenant is configured with Windows Hello for Business, which is highly recommended, I need to go through the Windows Hello for Business initial configuration. Set myself a PIN. And the beauty of using the PowerSyncPro Migration Agent in conjunction with Windows Hello for Business, I actually have my migration agent configuration set to automatically call the Intune enroller. So this device has become Entra-joined, and it will pretty much become immediately Intune enrolled off the basis that I did my Windows Hello for Business logon, I've signed in with MFA, and I have acquired something called the primary refresh token, the PRT. And because I have the PRT, as soon as the Intune enroller attempts to run, it will succeed. Now, all the way along, we're keen on making sure that the user has end user notifications. These can be put into any language, and there's a QR code there, and that QR code would directly take them perhaps to a portal saying, now is what you need to do next, perhaps on this device, perhaps on your mobile devices, or just general post-migration information. So I'll just click on OK there. It's finished the migration, and this user is ready to start work again on this machine. Now, because it was a tenant-to-tenant migration, we've actually reset the Microsoft default apps. So one of the first things they're most likely to do is they're going to come along and start up Outlook, of course. So it'll take them through the Outlook configuration wizard. Signing in automatically with my target account here. So previously I was logged in with my Contoso account. It's now signing me in with my new account. And there I am. My Outlook's running already. It's that vanilla login, so we can skip through those. And of course, I have my tenant notification set up, so when this device becomes Intune enrolled, and today is indeed the 12th of March, and it is 18:58 for me, so I can see that this device has become enrolled into the target. Next thing here, I'm likely to want to start up my OneDrive. And of course I get the sign-on box. Nicely populated with my UPN. And I just follow the bouncing ball here. And because the device was already Entra-joined, and I've already completed my MFA through my Windows Hello for Business, this should just pass straight through and get me signed into OneDrive. And there we go. Next, next, next. Prompting to me to back up my documents, pictures, and desktop. And then we can open my OneDrive folder. For now, head over, we might as well open up Word. And I'm already signed in with my user there. It's already connected to my OneDrive, so I could go ahead and open up a OneDrive document. Next, I'll open up my OneNote, connecting to my target tenant. And while it's doing that, it's already signed straight in. We'll just check that my Teams is logged in okay. And we see it is. And of course, we can see Fabricam tenant is connected here. So that's me up and running. I've got my Word, my Outlook, my OneNote. I'm back in business. And that is the end of the migration. Hopefully what I've demonstrated to you today is the end user experience when migrating machines between join states of Entra to Entra, or AD to AD, or AD to Entra. If you have any questions, or you'd like to have a demo, just head along to PowerSyncPro.com, our website, or you can drop us an email to info@PowerSyncPro.com, and we're happy to get back on and have a discussion with you, show you a demonstration of the product. Thanks very much. I've been Conrad Murray for PowerSyncPro.